All right, guys, good evening. We have the schedule release for the 2023 schedule. We're going to get that started. We're going to get the Twitter space up in just a moment. In just a moment, we're going to get the Twitter space up. We're going to get the ACC network in here. So if anyone can hear that, let me see. Let me see if I can get ACC network on here. Channels. If I could find the ACC network, that's a little bit tougher nut to crack. Let me see if I could find it. All right, let me see. Let me see. Yeah, here ACC. All right, we have the schedule release, so we'll get that going. I'm going to turn up the volume anyone can hear.
Welcome into ACC PM. We only have a few minutes left before gearing up for the ACC schedule reveal coming up.
All right, we're going to be revealing it in a couple minutes.
With the Huddle crew, so you'll see everything going down. You'll find out what's going on this fall.
All right, here we go. Here we go. We're going to start the space now.
But we are going to do a counting before we leave you. So I want to show you mine real quick. Top three stays the same: Virginia, Clemson, North Carolina. Pitt moving on up after this weekend from 8. Miami falling a few spots to 7. So that's the big switcheroo. You got Wake, Virginia Tech cracking the top 10 for me. Going from
all right, guys, we're starting with those of you on Twitter. We're starting the space now. So I'm gonna put this up so you can hear it.
Georgia Tech, Louisville.
We're starting the space now. Good evening, everybody. This is the moment you've been waiting for, the 2023 schedule release on ACC Network. For those of you on YouTube, are you able to hear me? So we're going to do that. For those of you on the podcast, it's Tuesday morning. You'll be able to listen to this. Tomorrow morning, I'll drop the pod later on tonight or the first thing in the morning. So, yeah, we got that going. We're waiting for the schedule to be revealed. So we're just waiting for see if I can get Danny Price to come in. See if I can get Danny Price in. I need Danny Price in there, so if he can come on, it would be great. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment if you're able to hear ACC Network.
11 through 15. Somebody got to be last.
Give me a thumbs up if you're able to get it.
My biggest question for you is, how do you have Miami ahead of Duke?
Can anyone hear it?
Miami, literally in this calendar.
Let me know if you can hear it. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear.
What I said was, hey, Duke, you played well, but I didn't like having to drop like Duke to 6 and then Miami down to 7.
All right, good.
You know what?
All right, so we're just waiting for the schedule release to come out.
Who's beating them as well.
So I'm going to mute this for the time being. So for those of you on YouTube, good evening. Twitter's just joining us. We're waiting for a few people to come on in. Then 7 o'clock we'll get the schedule reveal. So they'll let us know when we're ready to start this. We got 2 leaks out earlier today. We will play Clemson October 21st at home. And then November 11th, we will be at FSU. So those are the only 2 we have at the moment. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a tweet out. And it'll be up on the board when each team, when we get revealed. So I'm going to put a tweet out now for the 2023 Canes football schedule. And it will be out now so you can get an idea. They'll have the times later. So if you're able to hear, let me know. 9-2 Miami, Ohio. I'll save a draft as a draft. We're just waiting for that. From what I understand, another thing from Marrero that he broke earlier today, that's a Friday night. Well, that'll be on a Friday night. So we'll open on a Friday night against Miami, Ohio. 9:14 Bethune on a Thursday night. That's on a Thursday night. On a Thursday night. And then 9:23 at Temple. So we're just waiting for the schedule to get revealed. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the dates. We're going to put 10, 20. Clemson, this is the dates this is per Marrero earlier today, per Leak earlier today. 11. Okay. So we're going to save the draft. Okay, Danny, I'm going to invite you to speak. If there's anything you want to break in with, please let me know. We're starting this now. So I'll let Danny be our co-host tonight. Hey, Danny, good evening, man.
What's up, bud?
What's up? So, hey, if you got anything, let me know. We know 2 leaks are out earlier today. Clemson the 21st, FSU November 11th.
Yeah, if that FSU thing is true, that's really late we're playing FSU this year.
Yeah, so, yeah, what I'll do, I'm going to have the schedule released now. Let me see. I'm going to put the thing up now. Let me know if you're able to hear what ACC network is. Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
All right, let me turn it down a little bit more. What about now? Okay,
Yeah.
good. That's good?
Yeah, I can still hear.
All right, good, good. We can hear that. Okay, so here we go. The schedule reveal is coming out now. So we'll get Not Justin in a moment. So what we'll do is during commercial breaks, Danny, I'll get some speakers to speak and they can get their reaction. But I want to wait till the whole schedule gets revealed. Then I'll open it up for questions at that point. I'll open it up for speakers at that moment in time. So we'll do that. Danny, you want to co-host this for me now or no?
Yeah, that's fine.
You're right. So you're now in case I have to step out. So you'll be co-hosting with me. Because you did this last year with me. So we'll do that. So what I'm going to do, Danny, is I'm going to come back to the tweet, to the draft. This is what we have now. We have the first 4 games. Miami, Ohio is a Friday night. That's from a leak earlier today. A&M, Bethune, Temple.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We should definitely win 3 out of those 4, at least.
Yeah, so we're just looking at, let me know when the 30th comes out, then I'll put the volume up, by the way. Just so you know, I have the volume muted for the moment. So for those of you on YouTube, I want to get your thoughts on the 2023 reveal of the schedule. So, yeah, are you watching it, Danny, by chance, or no?
Yeah, they're talking about the elimination of divisions.
Okay, yeah, they eliminate that. So when they have the September 30th, I'll put the volume up so you can hear it. So if you have anything you could break in with, please let me know. And I'm doing it.
By the way, I do like that change, the elimination of divisions.
Okay, elimination of divisions. We're looking at that. So let me know when they start talking about September 30th, because that's the first real test right off the bat. Okay, so top 2 teams will be in the ACC championship game.
Nova rivalry still intact.
Yeah, I like the fact that we got BC in there. So I'm going to do like a draft tweet, and during the commercial break, what I'll be doing is when it's announced, I'll add it to the draft tweet and then tweet it out once the schedule is complete, and then we'll open it up. Like I said, we'll open the room up for questions. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, if you have a question, please put it in the chat box and we'll be able to answer it for you. So we'll be doing that. So here it is. So there's the rivalry still intact.
Yeah, you can't take away that rivalry.
No, absolutely not. So they're talking at the moment. That's why I don't have it going right now. So I'm just waiting. So let me know when they start with September 30th. Because I know usually the first month is usually the non-conference.
Yeah.
Though there may be one before that.
Maybe non-conference, pretty much.
Okay, so yeah, well, that's what we're looking for at the moment. Yeah, I know they're talking at the moment, so I just I mute the volume for the time being. So we're just waiting till they start. So.
But to me, those elimination of the divisions, I like that rule because honestly, it really does take the best 2 teams in the ACC.
Yeah, the 3-5-5 this year means 3 primary opponents annually, and the other 10 teams twice during the 4-year cycle.
It will just be weird that we don't play Virginia Tech this year.
Yeah, that's sad. That was the sad part about losing Tech. That's the
Who else do we not play that used to be in the Coastal?
Pittsburgh. We do not play Pittsburgh. We do not play. I know we do not play Pitt. We do not play Vatek.
What about Duke?
Duke, I do not believe we play this year. We will not play Duke this year.
Dang, that sucks because I want revenge on them.
Oh yeah, I do as well. Miami, Ohio, from what Marrero says, on a Friday night now. From what, if that turns out to be correct, or does that come from UM for a scoop from
I
Marrero
hope it is, because if it is, it gives us an extra day.
for A&M?
Exactly.
The only downside with that is we're now playing Bethune on a Thursday night.
Now they're just going through the primary opponents for each
Okay,
team,
so
like, the three for each.
okay, so yeah, so let me see if they start that. When do they start that day? The minute they do, I'll put the volume up so people can hear it.
Yeah, Miami's 3 primaries are BC,
Which we knew that.
Louisville.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. I wish the one thing I wish they would have changed is that I wish they would have changed Virginia, changed Louisville for Virginia. Change which one should we have changed, Danny?
I say Louisville for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I would have kept. I would not have minded that at all. Downsides, we don't play Virginia either. Okay, so let me know when they start with the dates, Danny. With September 30th. That's the thing I want to start.
They're starting to come out with the week 1.
So I'm not week 1. Which?
August 31st will be Elon and Wake Forest.
Okay, so now. Okay, so they're starting it now, Danny. They're starting it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're here for the 2 hours. Talk about the schedule. Let's
Miami is on a
get
Friday.
to week 1.
Yes, that is a Friday night.
So we open up on a Friday night.
All right, so that's the extra day, Danny, to prepare for A&M.
Wow, so open up on a Friday night.
So what your reaction to that? We open Friday night, September 1st, against Miami, Ohio.
I'll take the extra day.
Yeah, I will too. Those on YouTube, are you able to hear the ACC network feed, guys?
Plus a couple massive ones on Sunday and Monday. LSU
Chat box if you can. Look at that Clemson Duke game.
really kickstarted a magical run from Florida State last year.
FSU
The
will play
rematch
LSU
in
again
Orlando,
on
which could
Sunday
be a
night.
pair of top
Wow,
10 teams.
that's a big one right off the bat. We're gonna find out if FSU's really for real.
Coach of the year and for good reason. Clemson and Duke, all of a sudden very
Man,
sexy
by the
going
time
into next season.
That's
Ronnie, you look-
really when we play FSU. That's going to be like that's the latest I think we've ever played them.
Oh yeah, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. There's no doubt about that. So yeah, we wanted okay guys, your reaction to week 1 FSU. Week 1 Miami, Ohio, I'm sorry.
You want me to start accepting requests?
Let's wait till a commercial break. See what they do the first. Let me know when they go to the first commercial break, Danny, and we'll start doing requests at that point.
No problem.
Well, let's
I
do
think
it.
they're getting ready to go to week. Well, I thought they were getting ready to go week 2. No, they're still on week 1.
They're still on week 1, so yeah, I'll put that in. So the match. Okay, what's the matchup you want to watch in week 1? Probably FSU, LSU on a Sunday night.
FSU and LSU. I definitely want to see that rematch.
Yeah. Do you think Brian Kelly will be ready? That this time they're going into FSU's house.
He has to be.
And going into FSU's house in Orlando. They're home away from home.
Exactly. No, there's a week 1 matchup that's got my eye. It's definitely that one.
Oh yeah, I would say the same thing. How about Virginia, Tennessee?
It's an interesting one. I don't know what to really think of Virginia because I obviously thought they were going to be better
Yeah.
last year. They were not. And Tennessee, I mean, they're losing quite a bit. So, but I know they're recruiting well. Yeah, I mean, you never know. It's still ACC, SEC. So.
Yeah, that's what it is. There's no question about that, Danny. I mean, when you look at that matchup, that's a big deal. So are they going to week 2 yet, Danny? Let me know. 'Cause I know you're probably a little behind me.
Not yet. Still says matchup to watch for in week 1.
Okay. So probably get your feed. 'Cause you're behind me. So I'm behind you. So basically, if we go to week 2, I'll put the Vine. You could put the Vine. We can do that. But yeah, I like to Miami, Ohio. I saw them in the Bahamas Bowl, Danny, and they're not. It's not as easy as people think it is.
Oh, listen, after last year, I take nobody for granted. And Miami better as hell not either.
I have to see in the Bahamas Bowl, Danny. Miami, Ohio is going to be a team we're going to have to reckon with.
You know you're going to get every team's best game because,
Okay,
you know,
we're going to 2, Danny? Are we going to 2?
I still have, that says 5 ACC teams play neutral site games in week 1.
Okay, and FSU's not a neutral site game, Danny. Let's be clear about that.
No, not at all.
They may think it, they may say it is, but the reality is it's in Orlando.
Oh, wait. Can't see this right.
No.
Lou is requesting if you want to get that one.
Okay, who's that one? Let me see. Let me save that as a draft, and we'll come back to that. Okay, who's got a request? Oh yeah, that's Vic. Let's get Vic in there.
Yeah.
Let's get Vic. We need Vic in there. That's an important one.
Hey, connecting.
Hey, go ahead, Vic.
Did you guys, did the schedule come out?
Yeah, well, what we're looking at it now. Danny's just letting us know when week 2. Here we go, guys. All right, are you able to hear? Are you able to hear this?
Excited for Monday, September 4th.
Yeah, here we go. Texas A&M at
The
Miami.
gold standard has been Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers. It's a very upstart Duke squad. It's at
Appalachian
Duke.
State,
Could be some
North
wackiness
Carolina.
right out of
That
the
would be a
gate. Stay
good
tuned
matchup.
there. Through week 1, off and running.
Get him early.
That's right.
Now I like that big one. That's the big one with A&M. We got to pay them back for last year. I was at this game, Danny. It was miserable to watch. We had too many missed tackles in that game.
When we got to score more than 10 points.
Easily, without question.
That's where the new offensive coordinator comes in.
Well, you know what? I wrote in the group chat, we got 33 days to go before spring practice starts. They better get moving on this instead of taking his sweet-ass time.
Oh, I heard that they were going to probably have an offensive coordinator in place within the next week or so.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but that's just what I heard.
Wow, look at that Cincinnati Pitt game right off the bat, week 2. Yep. Okay, what matchup?
That ain't going to be easy on Pitt.
All right. Besides our game with A&M, what is your game you want to watch in week 2? Wow, the rematch of last year, that shootout a year ago in Boone.
Is that going to be in Boone?
No, Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
James Madison may not be a brand name, but it should.
All right, so I turned that down. Notre Dame, NC State. I'm gonna like that one, but no Devin Lurie anymore.
Yeah, A&M at Miami. That's man. I'm gonna get my butt to that game.
Oh yeah.
You never know. Maybe they might host game day in Miami.
Not in week. I don't know about that one in week 2. We'll see once we get.
Well, we'll see. That might be one of the featured games.
Yeah, I'm thinking who else plays that weekend, Danny? That of note.
I mean, were they in Boone, North Carolina against North Carolina last year?
Yeah, they were in Boone a year ago.
I don't know if they could go there, but I don't know. I think game day will, if they could, they would want to come here.
Yeah, I think they may do that for the Clemson game, October 21st. Yeah, we'll start.
NC State, that's an interesting matchup.
Yeah, we'll start taking requests. Like I said, we'll start taking during the commercial break. We'll get 1 or 2 requests in, and then when the schedule comes out week 3, then when we get the week 3 out, then we'll get Then we'll start when we start going into September 30th, Danny. Then we know. Then we got to start getting a little more serious.
Yep, facts.
All right.
So the first game, obviously,
It's a Friday night.
It'll be on a Friday night, September 1st, at Hard Rock.
Miami, Ohio.
At Hard.
The other so-called Miami.
That's Labor Day weekend.
That is correct.
And then we got the following Saturday against A&M.
Yes, we get the extra day to prepare for A&M, which actually is in our favor.
Now, who does A&M play on their opening week?
That I will. Let me see.
Yeah, that you'll have to check.
I'll check that one there for you. I'll check that right now. Hold on. Let me get that. Hold on. Texas A&M football. Football. All right. I'm going to get you the 2023 schedule. Hold on. Let me see. Schedule. Let me see. They open with New Mexico, September 2nd.
Okay.
Before they come here.
I don't even know who A&M's quarterback is. They have so much turnover on their roster.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about it earlier today, Danny, and I tell you, unbelievable. I mean, between last year and this year is night and day.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about turnover on our roster. They're double, triple that.
Without question.
All those kids were promised a lot, and they didn't get it. They were promised the Rose Garden, and they got a bouquet full of daisies.
Yeah.
It will be a Shamar Stewart homecoming.
Yes, to be sure. To be sure. Yeah, but anyway, those on YouTube, feel free to chat in the chat box your reaction to the first 2 weeks so far. Miami, Ohio will be on a Friday night. A&M September the 9th so far. We haven't gotten into the ACC portion of the schedule yet, beside the 2 games that were leaked earlier today, October 21st, Clemson, November 11th at FSU. Week 3, here we go. Week 3, here we go. Go ahead, Danny. What do you got?
In West Virginia.
Okay.
Northwestern and Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Syracuse going to Purdue.
Okay. I'm looking at week 3 right now.
Still waiting on the others.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be playing on a Thursday night. That came per UM against Bethune.
Yep, Thursday night. Bethune-Cookman at Miami.
Yeah, so that was announced per...
Confirmed.
All right, so that... Go ahead.
Week 3?
That's week 3, correct.
So we play on a Thursday and a Friday this year. Interesting.
Yeah, think about 3 games in the first 13 days.
So that means it's kind of like we're getting an extra little bye week with the next game.
Yeah, now Football Kid on YouTube is saying, I could see Miami, Ohio giving us problems. Seriously, your thoughts on that, gentlemen?
God, I hope not. If we're still doing that shit.
Let me tell you a game that really interests me, September 16th. 2 games, actually. How about Virginia at Maryland and Virginia Tech at Rutgers?
Virginia Tech at Rutgers is interesting. What was the other one?
Virginia at Maryland. No Del Mar rivalry.
What kind of Virginia team to expect this year?
Yeah, that's the thing. No more Armstrong. He's transferred out. He's out. He's not on the team anymore.
Yep.
And that's a big deal. Like, now you hope Miami, Ohio's not a problem, but yeah, that is an issue. If they go to commercial break, I'll start getting 2 or 3 requests in, and we'll start filling the requests slowly. I'm filling those requests.
So I'm curious.
Thursday and a Friday night. Well, at least we have a Thursday to Friday night this year.
Yeah, like about.
Curious. So then what? So then the week after that, right? We play at Temple.
Yes, September 23rd. That's a Saturday. We get 2 extra days. I looked at Miami, Ohio. One thing I saw from the Bahamas Bowl is these guys will do a lot of damage if we're not careful.
Oh yes.
Take a look at the Bahamas Bowl against UAB. And you see, the same team you saw in that game is pretty much the same team we're going to see at Hard Rock September 2nd.
Well, all I can say is Miami better not take anybody lightly.
After seeing that game, Danny, my thoughts were exactly the same thing. We better not take Miami, Ohio lightly.
No, we won't.
No, we can't. All right, so yeah, Danny, I'm doing the draft tweet. So if I can't get in there with week 5, but I'll probably
commercial now.
Commercial. So let's start getting requests in while we go to commercial break. Let's get DG in here. DG, you're on the air. Go ahead and speak, please. Your reaction so far.
Good evening, my Canes fans. It's a pleasure to be in this space right now.
And on live on YouTube.
Thank you, Danny. I appreciate it. I got a few things I would like to say.
Please.
First, I want to start off by saying it's the first week we played Miami, Ohio. Okay.
That's correct.
Obviously, we cannot take it lightly. More than likely, we should win that. Now, here's where I think things get interesting. Let's say we go in week 2, and Texas A&M probably in the exact same position we are right now.
Yeah.
And if we could beat Texas A&M, who we lost to last year,
Yes.
and start 2-0, I think. Okay, let's be real. We're not losing a bet because we'll be 3-0.
Okay, good.
Okay?
Temple.
Beat that A&M team though at home.
Yeah.
I think that gives this team so much motivation and so much momentum to do very well. I think week 2. Obviously, we got FSU pretty early too, most likely.
No, we get FSU November 11th. If that turns out, we get them late, from what I understand.
We
But
get them late this year.
yeah, that's not official yet, but it looks that way.
Danny, okay, I got you, brother. But listen here, if we could beat, I think week 2 defines our season. That's just my bold prediction of this year. If we could beat Texas A&M, who we played like shit against last year, and beat them this year when they're just as bad as we are, because when you think about Texas A&M, yeah, they can lose to any team, but they can also beat any team they play. They can have that game. And if we beat them, I think we have the confidence where we can actually do pretty damn well this year. I think week 2 defines our season.
You want to take that, Danny or Vic?
Well, I think one thing's for sure. Come that Saturday when we play A&M, that place is going to be lit. That place is going to be packed, from head to toe, and it's going to be quite the scene.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not making any predictions. I'm just going to wait and see how we look in the spring, see how everybody can come out healthy, and
amen to that.
Yes.
And see what happens in the summer. Because every time we project, we're always wrong.
Yeah, most definitely.
That quarterback position, I'm rooting for TBD. I think maybe, he did seem a little injured last year. That had a lot to do. The play calling wasn't the greatest. Seemed like he was a little banged up when he was playing. But if he can come back this year and play very well, man, he can play himself into the NFL draft, but he can't. That's when you really start to get scared, when you go into the territory of 500 again, because we do not have anybody that is our backup QB.
Yeah. Let me get Jack in before we go to week 4. Jack, go ahead, man.
Danny, thank you for having me on tonight. It's an honor. Couple things. I really like these first 3 games. We have 2 games that are on Thursday night. And
No, one's Friday, one's a Friday, one's a Thursday.
Yeah, I love that. It gets us on ESPN or ESPN2, whatever it is. It continues to get our name out there. I think what we really need this year is a hot start. You look at FSU, they started off, 4-0, 5-0, and look where it took them. We need a fast start this year if we're going to make some damage in the ACC.
Yeah, most definitely. Think so, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, we need to get off.
All right, Danny, have they started week 4 yet, by chance?
Not yet, Danny.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, they're playing.
All right, week 4. Here we go. Week 4, guys.
And we know who it is.
We're just seeing the dates and the time. Yeah, Miami at Temple, as we know, on Saturday, September 20th.
Manny Diaz pull right there, baby.
Florida State at Clemson. That will be quite the matchup.
We're gonna know a lot about FSU in that first month.
Why?
Let me tell you though, if FSU starts off 4-0 and beats Clemson and LSU in those first 4 games, then they're for real. That'd be our worst nightmare.
They're making the playoffs if that happens. I'm sorry.
Are they playing at LSU opening game?
No, no, in Orlando.
In Orlando.
Basically an FSU home game.
Yep, basically.
LSU will be.
Who else is there, Danny, that you know? What your thoughts on that week 4?
Well, the game that stands out is the FSU Clemson one. If FSU go through that first month undefeated, then there's no doubt they're for real.
But we all agree Jordan Travis is the second best quarterback in the ACC.
Who's first?
UNC guy.
Oh yeah. But let me tell you, that Clemson quarterback, that guy's gonna be a fucking problem.
Yeah, he looks like he's got the
He can run like crazy, but he can also sling that thing, man.
All right, so let me know when they go to week 5, Danny, because that's when we start. That's when we start getting serious.
Danny, we'll keep you posted.
Thank you. So keep going while we wait, because I'm gonna put the tweet out there, Danny.
After they release the whole schedule, will you give your prediction, or are you gonna wait a little bit?
I'll probably give Molly wait a little bit, only because I want to give a early prediction. Yes, I am going to the Temple game week 4. I've been to Philly many times, football kid, before, and I'm pretty familiar with Philadelphia, so I should be okay with that. Aside from that,
I just feel like you need to dissect everything. Like like you're a pretty knowledgeable guy.
Yeah, if we got a thread for our schedule, I think that'd be like.
Yeah, we'll probably get.
Well, I think we need to know who our offensive coordinator is going to be first.
Yeah,
that's a great point.
Who are you guys hearing, Danny? I know you got a lot of insider sources.
I'd like to say Arroyo. To me, it's the odds-on favorite right now, only because he's familiar with Mario. But I would not be surprised if maybe James Coley gets considered for that job.
Wow, James Coley. Bring back
I mean, I know who I want, but who I want's not realistic. So,
realistically, I think it's going to be Arroyo, but it would not shock me.
Can you remind me on Arroyo's past work real quick, Danny?
Got screwed at UNLV. Pretty good. He was Mario's offensive coordinator, co-OC from 2017 to 2019. You see his offenses were top 25 nationally.
Man, I mean, that's
whoever the offensive coordinator is needs to utilize the speed and what's the word I'm looking for? Like the tempo of the offense. That's what needs to be utilized.
About a football kid, can you hear what's going on?
That is how we run our offense here. It's not that Josh Gall's type of slow your shit and all that kind of Big Ten run offense. No, that's not what we are.
I truly believe, as honestly my opinion is, I think TBD obviously can have a bounce back here, but I do not.
Good, Billy.
I do not think we're going to be another. I don't think we're going to be an elite team again until we get a very good dual threat quarterback. I think that is how the college game is going, and I think we need that.
All right. Did we start week 5 or not yet?
Not yet.
All right.
We're still talking about FSU Clemson.
Who do you have? Who's your prediction for week 5, Danny?
Ooh. Anyone want to take a shot?
I'll say Boston College.
Yeah, that would be my personal thing because I could stay in the Northeast for a whole week.
Hey, as long as Zay Flowers is leaving Boston College, I'd love to play him.
All right.
Yeah, he won't be there next year.
Yeah, that guy will terrorize
Good.
the cornerback if he was there. Let's see.
All
It
right.
should be releasing any second, man.
All right. When it's released, Danny, if you have something, Danny or Vic, anyone, let me know, and then we'll
Here
know.
we go.
Okay, here we go. Go ahead, Danny.
Are we on a bye?
No.
I think we're on a bye. We're on a bye. What the hell? I don't like that bye week.
I love that bye, man, especially if we start off 4-0.
Danny, what are your thoughts? Okay, we have a bye week in week 5. Is that correct, guys?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right.
That's an early bye week.
We had that last year, if you remember, correct?
Okay, October 7th, Saturday. We are
October.
Georgia Tech.
It is Georgia Tech, Danny?
Georgia Tech comes to Miami week 6, Saturday, October 7th.
Did Georgia Tech lose their quarterback and their running back?
Yes.
Everything. That team don't
It is lining up to be very.
Man, Miami is home a lot the first.
All right, so we are going to have Georgia Tech October 7th for our YouTube audience. Georgia Tech October 7th. Do you have October 14th yet? Or whenever that is?
No, they're going on commercial.
Okay, so we're going to a commercial break. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to get our next speaker. We're going to get Vic back in, and then let's see if we can get other speakers in very quickly and get their thoughts. Vic, your thoughts on the first couple weeks?
So.
Okay, here's the deal.
We're not even getting a bye during ACC.
We're getting the bye on September 30th. I don't like that. I
really don't get that.
Oh, sorry. Hold on, Danny. Take over. I'll be right back.
We're not going to commercial yet.
Wait, I have it on commercial. Oh wait, let me see. Wait, let me double check. Hold on. Oh no, wait, you're right. You're right. I jumped the gun. You're right.
I did hear Hurricane Marsh is going to the Georgia Tech game. Heard it's his birthday.
Wake Forest, Clemson. That will be an interesting.
I don't think Wake Forest is going to be anywhere near decent this year after losing to Sam Hartman.
One would assume. I agree.
But I mean, the one thing, honestly, that's the biggest offseason thing I'm surprised of is Alabama not throwing the bag at Sam Hartman. They didn't even try.
That's also true.
Miami gets 2 weeks to prepare for the ACC, the ACC game. I like that.
Yeah, I would have preferred it to have it in ACC play, but it is what it is.
I would prefer at least a couple of games under our belt.
At least it. At least.
Like I said, this is what I think. If TVD could play anywhere near to where he did 2 years ago, there's no reason we shouldn't be undefeated right now.
My prediction for next week at North Carolina. I think they're going to give us a game after the bye.
I'm going to say Louisville.
We always play North Carolina after the bye.
No, we're gonna play somebody on the road.
I'm gonna say we're going to Louisville.
Louisville without Cunningham is going to be another
Louisville games at home.
Cunningham's gone too.
Yeah. Florida State and Boston College are on the road this year, and Louisville is at home.
Then maybe it might be North Carolina.
Yeah, could be at Florida.
God,
State,
that team
11-11.
That team is going to be good this year, man.
All right, guys, what did I miss? What do we got?
Nothing yet. They're still talking about our bye week.
Once they give us Clemson and Florida.
Sorry, the Georgia Tech week.
All right, so they're on Georgia Tech week. That Notre Dame Louisville game. It's gonna be one people talk. That's gonna be interesting. Danny.
So here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
Miami at North Carolina.
Oh boy.
Called it.
You called that game. Yes, you did, Danny. So what date is that game?
I didn't call it.
Jack called it. Spano called it.
Okay, so October 14th. Say it again, please.
At North Carolina.
At Carolina.
That has a good chance, man. Here, if we start off the schedule, which I think is, if we beat A&M, we're starting off that.
Okay, so here's the deal. We are going to I'm talking to my YouTube audience. We are going to Carolina October 14th.
That could easily be college game day.
Last year, TVD had 500 yards.
And we should have beaten them. Look at there it is last year. 496, 3 TDs. Drake made 309, 2 TDs. And yet,
That guy's special, man.
We can
I'm
do
very
it.
nervous to see how our defense plays this year.
How is North Carolina's defense going to be this year? I mean, their defense was atrocious last year.
But to get the
They
talent
lost
to
a lot
make it
of
atrocious is what I'm worried
Secondary.
about. We need some guys to step up this year, man. Our running back game should be solid, but man, our wide receivers scare me.
yeah. I get this bad feeling we're going to go up to Chestnut Hill to close the season.
I have this feeling that Florida State and Clemson are going back to back on our schedule.
No,
That's what I
because remember, if Marrero's right, we're going to play him November 11th.
Yeah, but I'm saying I feel like Clemson's coming either before that or after that.
All right.
Back to back right there.
So, okay. When.
I do not want that.
Ooh.
Man, let's just hope we don't got Clemson next. At North Carolina and then Clemson would be brutal.
I'm saying we play Louisville next. That's my prediction. Louisville.
If the leak from Marrero is right, earlier today.
You say Louisville, I'm going to say Wake Forest next.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, who do we got, guys? Go ahead.
Nothing yet. We're just predicting.
I'm saying we're going to go on a North Carolina swing.
I wonder if that's going to be a Saturday night game in Chapel Hill.
That's going to be college game day for sure.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Like I think we do, which we have a very good chance to start 5-0. That's a top 5 team probably in North Carolina versus a top 15 team in Miami at night. I think that's college game day game.
I don't know. All right, let me know when we get to the next week. So we got the first 2 games in conference is GT and at Carolina.
Yeah, my prediction here is going to be Wake.
Okay, let's see. So.
God, that North Carolina game scares me, man.
Yeah, I don't like that Carolina game.
Losing to those asses.
No, we can't be losing to them a fifth straight year. There's no way we can do that. No way. All right, so yeah, get the next one, Danny. If whenever you're ready, just let me know when we get the next one. I'll put it in the tweet. I'm putting this tweet. So once this tweet comes out, then I'm gonna put it on the bulletin board, and then I can get your reaction. Then we'll open it up to questions at that point. We're just looking at that. So I mean, so I'm just gonna.
I would love to play Louisville after. I would love to play Louisville. I think that's a game, another game which I think we favored it and we should win without them having Cunningham. And
I think we're playing Louisville in November, either there or.
No. Louisville will be here.
No, but I'm saying I think we play them. I think we're gonna play them. My prediction is at the end of the season or sometime in November.
Yeah, because just remember, we finished the season at home last year. So this year I think we'll be finishing on the road. So I get that bad feeling we're going to finish at BC. Because when we played at BC, it was October.
I would love to finish at BC.
All right, I think we're going to the next week.
Okay, here we go. Go ahead, Danny.
Well, I think we're going to commercial.
All right, to a commercial. Going to a commercial. So, okay, guys.
Wake and Pitt play next week. The following week, at least.
All right.
Based on what they're showing, yeah.
Okay, so if we get another speaker that wants to chime in during the break, we'll get one or two speakers during the break.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, quick question for you, Dan.
You
know our first 5 games, correct?
Yeah, we know the first couple.
The first 5. What is your just an off the top? We're not going to hold this against you. What's our record going into the games week 6 or week 7?
Week 7, I'm gonna say probably 5-6-0 or 5-1. Okay, let's ask this right now. As of right now, based on the schedule we've seen so far.
We're playing UNC. Miami tweeted it.
Yeah. October 14th at Chapel Hill. So Dolphins, your thoughts so far?
Obviously, the thoughts we had last year were positive. So, I'm still going to be positive this year, but I think it's definitely a pretty light schedule. Obviously, if you get through Texas A&M, then you're just going to build a lot more momentum. We didn't really have any momentum last year.
Yeah, the thing is.
While we're talking about it, a little off topic, but let's give a quick shout out to the Canes baseball team, having the most preseason All-Americans than any other school in the country.
Shout out to Cane baseball.
Yeah, we'll be getting the Canes baseball spaces in the next couple of weeks.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll be doing that. I'll have that with Pomon, pre and post game. Except Sundays, we'll be doing only post game for that.
Danny, do you expect to have any of the Barstool guys in a space coming here soon? Anything like that?
Not anytime soon. We'll have to see if they want to come on. They're more than welcome to, but aside from that, not really.
I think it's great having you and Portnoy together, man, because that guy will rep our team and give us a lot national love.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see. But yeah, we got the schedules out. We got the first 7 weeks. Danny, when they come back from commercial, I'll go back to the draft tweet. Let me know when they start going back there.
Yeah, for sure.
So once we get the whole schedule out, somebody on YouTube, by the way, for those on Instagram Live, I'm gonna have one next Tuesday night. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. For those, the football kid was asking the next Instagram Live, it'll be next Tuesday night, February 7th. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. We're gonna get Bryce in while we wait during commercial. Danny, break in if you know when they come back from commercial. Bryce, go ahead while we wait. Go ahead, Bryce.
Yeah, that's everybody doing.
Good.
Bryce. Thank you. Oh, we're back from commercial.
Back from commercial. Bryce will come back to you. Danny, get me week 7 whenever we're ready.
Yeah, right now they're just doing a schedule week 1 to 7 review.
Okay. So let's go back to that. I'll go back to drafts. I'll go back to the drafts. The 21st. Now 5 straight days to start the season.
Week 8.
Go ahead.
Clemson is at Miami, week 8.
So we knew that was. So So we will get Clemson at Miami. Now that I could see beat. Now if we are 6-0 going into that Clemson game, you can bet your bottom dollar game day will be here. Does anyone agree with that?
I agree.
Danny, let me tell you something, Danny. Like I said, I predicted that college game day to beat the North Carolina game. You got a night game in Chapel Hill, when North Carolina is going to be undefeated, and so will we be, most likely. We could be seeing 2 back-to-back college game day games for Miami.
Week 9. What do we got, Danny?
Yeah, still waiting to see Miami's matchup.
All
I
right.
don't see anything yet. I see FSU at Wake, Pitt at Notre Dame. Still waiting for them to put the rest of the schedule up.
So realistically,
All right.
we're looking at 6-2 right now.
Potentially, yeah. All right, here we go. Go ahead, Danny.
Okay. We are Virginia's at Miami.
Okay, so Virginia.
Saturday, October 28th.
We need to win that game.
Yes, well, we beat them last year.
7-2. So we're what? We're 6-2 right now.
Potentially.
Probably losing to North Carolina and Clemson. Realistically.
Yeah, I'll break it down by games we should win, 50-50 games, and games we're not expected to win. We'll break it down that way. Make it easy for everybody. So we will host Virginia October 28th. So I get this bad feeling, like I said, Danny, we're probably going to go to BC to end the year. This is the one thing I feared. Or we're going to be their red bandana game.
When is their red bandana game?
That I don't know.
Danny, can I ask you, why don't you want to play BC to end the year? They're depleted. They lost everything.
Weather.
Exactly.
Hey, guess where our quarterback's from?
Connecticut.
Exactly.
But
No, he's got Miami in his blood now.
all right, let me know when to go to 11-4. Oh, by the way, I booked my ticket to Tallahassee, my FSU hotel room.
I think me and Jack might be hitting that game.
Hey, you better do it now because those hotel rooms are brutally expensive. Trust me, I've done it. It's no fun. It's no fun when they jack those prices up. That's why I don't go to Tallahassee. Go ahead. What do you have, Danny?
Oh, no, nothing yet. Nothing.
Jack, fun fact, actually. Jack worked video. He's my best friend from college. He worked video at FSU.
No kidding. Hey, by the way, Miss Jean Deckerhoff, by the way, retired last year. New voice there, Jeff Culhane, I believe, am I not mistaken? Okay, so how do we feel about UVA?
Stop talking and just get to the matchups.
Yeah, they like to chatter, but you know that Clemson NC State game is going to be very interesting, especially when they come after the they'll have 2 straight road games, by the way, Clemson.
Yep.
So we're going to find out about Clemson. So we know we will play Virginia. So November 4th. So
Still waiting.
okay, go ahead. Break in when you have something. So if anyone speaker wants to speak, go ahead. And Danny, break in when we start the next week. Yeah, if they go to commercial, if they go to commercial, we'll get a speaker or 2 in.
So, our backup next year is going to be Chikori, right?
Ja'Cory Brown, yes.
All right, week 10.
Go ahead, Danny.
Miami at NC State. Saturday, November 4th.
They
Ooh,
lost their quarterback, too.
Devin Leary, but that's still an explosive team.
We're at NC State.
We are going to see BC late.
Yep, that's what I feared, Danny. That the only question is that going to be on a Friday afternoon.
So if Eric is right, and I wouldn't assume why he wouldn't be, we'll see Florida State next.
Yep, and then that means we would probably finish with Louisville at home, November 18th.
The last two games after that would be Louisville and BC.
Yeah, and then BC would be to close the regular season up there. This is what I feared the most, Danny, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't want to go up to BC in late November.
No.
I think we're looking at a 8-2, 7-3 record right now.
All right. Now, wait. Well, like I said, once we get the whole schedule out, I'll tweet it, and then we'll break it down like games we should win, 50-50 games, and games we're not expected to win.
So our final three games are BC, Louisville, and Florida State in no order.
Okay.
Yeah, the expectation is that we'll see Florida State November 11th.
I would suspect so because November 18th, they're at North Alabama, and then the following week they're at Florida. So FSU is going to finish with us.
If I had to predict it right now, I'm saying at Florida State next week.
The next
following week.
Louisville.
Would be Louisville.
To close the regular season.
We closed the season at home last year, and then at BC.
Yeah. Now the only question with BC is that going to be on a Friday.
This is what I expect right now.
Go ahead. See, Wake at Duke's on a Thursday night, so. But wow, we get a nice load at home for the first 5, and 5 of the first 6 weeks at home. But then look at that backload at Carolina, Clemson, UVA, at NC State, at FSU. And then, like, if Danny's right, Louisville, and then that beat. The only question is when is that BC game? Thanksgiving weekend would be.
Gio just said the Canes will take on Louisville on November 18th.
Okay, so per Gio, so I'll put it per Gio. Let's make that official. That means we're going to get BC. That's the home finale. Home finale.
So, yeah, it definitely seems as though BC is going to be the last game on the road.
That's what I feared, Danny. That's what I feared. Now, the only question is on a Friday. Is it going to be on a Friday after a short week, day after on Black Friday, or is it going to be on Saturday? That would be the only question.
Yeah, you never know because that's Thanksgiving weekend, so it's hard to say because, you know, they put half the games on Friday and half of them on Saturdays.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at right now. So, all right, they're going to commercial now? Oh, they're going, okay, commercial. All right, so let me, so I'm going to make that a draft for the moment. All right, Bryce wants to speak, so let's get Bryce in. Bryce, go ahead, man. We're on a commercial break. Go ahead. Go ahead, Bryce.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm eating real quick.
Yeah. It's okay. Your thoughts?
This is a very, very interesting schedule. I think it would take me too long to break it down, but I know eventually we're gonna break this thing down.
Yeah, we're gonna once we get the final schedule breakdown. Go ahead, Bryce.
Yeah, but that bye week was the 5th week of the season. Like that's very odd. But I mean, okay. But I mean, I had a feeling it was gonna be North Carolina because it seems like every time we go into the bye week, we always get North Carolina.
Well, after the bye week, it's Georgia Tech.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
It looks like we're per Geo. I'll share this per Geo. Okay, per Geo. This is per Geo, by the way. And
I see it. You just saw it?
I just saw Geo's tweet now.
Yeah, you want me to read it or you want to read it? It's up to you.
I'll put the schedule up, and then we could put Geo's. Then I'll put the tweet up now. My tweet now. So, and then you could then we could make it official, and we'll break it down. All right, so that's going to be on Friday. That's a short week. I mean, I hate going up. I would have to leave Friday morning.
Canes
Black,
in BC for Black Friday.
Friday after. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's not. I don't think it's going to be the. Maybe that. No, I want Black Friday.
Get your shopping done early.
Yes, especially in Boston.
Yep, here comes rivalry week. Miami and FSU.
You wonder if that's going to. All right, so I'm going to put the tweet up now, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to. Okay. All right, here we. Okay, let me get your thoughts, guys. Let's start opening it up. Here's the schedule, pretty much as of now. Here we go. The conference schedule. That's more. Okay. Okay, you got it. Basically, here's the deal.
They show those highlights.
Yeah, I see.
The ACC network.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably do an AC. Oh, sorry, I gotta lower my voice. So now we're set to go. Here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. I want to get your takes on the schedule. Let's start. Let's go. Let's get Colin in here. Let's open it up, Danny. I think it's time to open it up.
Yep.
Okay, Colin, you start us off, man. You're on the air. Go ahead and speak your thoughts on the schedule.
Yeah, they're just confirming the Week 11 schedule, which we knew. Florida State.
Okay, go ahead, Colin.
Danny, how are we tonight?
Good.
What are we thinking record-wise? I'm just hopping in. I'm just seeing the schedule. I mean, I'm just looking at it. I think Miami, it's got to be a win. You got to beat Miami. Miami's got to beat Miami. Come on, we're the big dogs. A&M, you gotta take care of business. That's gonna be a tough one, obviously. Bethune, no Ed Reed, they're gonna be in trouble. What we should do, honestly, is we should have trash right outside the locker room and see if they pick it up. Probably won't, At Temple, that's gotta be a win. I mean, I'm just going down here. I'm thinking 10 wins.
Okay, let's break down. Let's go by. Okay, guys, let's do it a different way. Let's look at the games we should win. Games we should win: Miami, Ohio, Bethune, Temple.
Yep.
Any other ones we should put in the should win list?
Louisville.
Oh.
Well, I take that back. Louisville's going to be a little bit tough this year.
All right. How about the 50-50 games?
Louisville.
Okay. What else is 50-50?
Oh man.
Okay, Danny, you want to take it? You want to take a crack at the 50-50?
NC State.
Okay, 50-50.
Florida State's 50-50, I think.
Okay.
Yes, Florida State's 50-50.
I would put BC as a game we should win.
On the road, it's going to be so cold, Danny. That's a nightmare game.
Yeah. Kane, Tom Donovan, who went with me to the A&M game last year, said possibly Friday, Black Friday, also a night game. Maybe I don't know if that's gonna be A, their senior day, and B, their red bandana game.
If it's a red bandana game and it's gonna be 20 degrees, I won't even waste my time.
Knowing with potentially everything on the line, potentially.
I mean, I would love to know my record is below 40-degree weather.
Danny, you know anything about that? Yeah, so that's the schedule, people. Get your takes on it. Give me your takes. I want to hear from every one of you. For the YouTube audience, give me your prediction now based on the schedule we just saw, and I'm going to read off the schedule for those on YouTube. Miami, Ohio on a Friday night. A&M, Bethune on a Thursday night. At Temple, a bye week. October 7th, Georgia Tech. At North Carolina, Clemson, Virginia, at NC State, at FSU, Louisville, BC on Black Friday. So, for the YouTube audience, what do you think our record would be? Give me the 50-50 games, the games we should win, and the games we don't expect to win. Okay, for the Twitter audience, games we expect to win, 50-50 games, and the games we don't expect to win. I'll start with Bryce. Bryce had his hand up. Bryce, go ahead, then we'll go to Danny.
Yeah, Danny, if you don't mind, if you could break down the list, and then I can give you the ones that I think will win, the ones that I think that I don't think will win, the ones that I think is 50-50.
Okay, I'll start it off. Here we go. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Miami, Ohio, Friday night.
That's a win.
A&M.
That's 50-50.
Bethune.
That's a win.
At Temple.
That's a win.
We're on a bye week. And then Georgia Tech, October 7th.
That's a win.
At Carolina.
That should be a win.
Clemson.
That's 50-50.
Virginia.
Virginia doesn't have Brennan Armstrong anymore, so there's that. Their offensive coordinator was the former offensive coordinator at Clemson, which was Tony Elliott, so there's that too. You know what? I think I'm going to chalk that up as a win.
Okay. At NC State.
That's 50-50.
At FSU.
That's 50-50. You know how rivalry goes.
Yes.
Rivalry games go.
Louisville in the home finale.
Louisville is on a Saturday at home.
Yes.
That's a win.
And then a short week at BC on a Friday afternoon, maybe Friday night. We don't, although from what you've seen from what Donovan said to me, maybe a Friday night game. We don't know that yet. We don't know the time on that yet. But it's going to be very cold up in New England.
Yeah, Friday night.
If it's a Friday night game, maybe afternoon, we don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think it really matters if it's an afternoon. Well, afternoon will still be cool, but not freezing. Either way, it'll still be cold, and it's at New England, and especially if it's a Friday afternoon/night game. Yeah, I think we take an L at Boston College.
Oh, okay. So so you got, so based on that, your record.
All right, so I had us winning against Temple, so that's 1-0. Second was Texas A&M, which I said that was 50-50.
Miami, Ohio.
Miami, Ohio was the first one, so I had us winning that game. Texas A&M was week 2. That was 50-50. So, but if I have to say, I think we lose. I think we lose Texas A&M at home. I still don't think we're ready yet.
Okay.
The third was who was the third again?
Bethune on a Thursday night.
Bethune. Yeah, I think we win that game, no doubt.
At Temple.
Temple, we win that game now. I think how I see us starting off the season, I think we go 3-1 heading into the bye. Which
Okay.
I don't think is too bad.
Okay. Then coming out of the bye, Georgia Tech.
4-1.
At Carolina.
5-1, man. Just get tired of losing these guys.
Then the big one with Clemson. At home.
It's like 5-1, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm at right now.
Yeah, you're 5-1 now.
5-2.
Okay. Virginia.
6-2.
At NC State.
6-3.
Okay. At FSU.
7-3.
Louisville.
8-3.
At BC.
8-4.
Ooh, okay. So we go. So you're looking at. So Bryce goes down. Bryce, you're 8-4. All right. Let me get. Okay, Danny. You have your little thing there.
I'm gonna say 8-4.
Okay, 8-4. The U is back. You're up next. Go ahead.
Danny, I look at this schedule, and I think if we don't put together 7 wins, I think as fans, we're going to be frustrated.
I would say so too. Looking at that schedule, I mean, okay. What's your 50-50 games first? Let's go with the games we should win, 50-50, and the games we shouldn't win. Miami, Ohio.
That shouldn't be 50-50. I'd go A&M 50-50, UNC, Clemson, NC State, FSU.
Okay, those are the 50. That's your 50-50s. Okay, games we should win.
Miami, Ohio.
1.
I mean, obviously Bethune.
2.
Temple
3.
Down. Danny, Temple's in a bad place. Georgia Tech's in a bad place.
3.
That's
sorry, 4.
North Carolina's going to be tough. I think UVA, though, I saw UVA just lost a couple of their big assistant coaches to big programs. They've gone through a lot. I think you should beat UVA. And I think Boston College, I think we should beat them too. But can I tell you something that surprised me, Danny?
Sure.
When I look at the Las Vegas odds end up being pretty good. They're good at predicting something. You know, their lines are usually pretty damn sharp.
Yeah.
How many teams in the ACC do you think are picked ahead of them to win the national championship?
That's a good question. So I'm gonna move this around. I'm gonna move it over here. So we're gonna go back here. We're gonna go to the couch, make it easy for everybody. Can you all hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So we're over here now. So I'm looking at that Louisville, Miami. So this is one of those things, man, where you have to think. The schedule looks good, but I'm thinking let me give you my games we should win. Miami, Ohio on a Friday night. Bethune, Temple, Georgia Tech, UVA, Louisville, BC. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 games we should win. The games that are 50-50 in my book. A&M, at Carolina, at NC State, at FSU. Those are my 50-50s. Those are my 4. So A&M, Carolina, NC State, FSU. Those are the 4 50-50s. The only game I don't expect to win is Clemson. That's really about it. So if I had to venture a guess right now, I think 9 wins is doable here. I think 9-3, 10 if we catch a break, but I'm going to say 9-3 will be my prediction this year.
What's your floor, though, Danny? What's the floor that if it goes below that number, you're going to have some frustration?
My floor's got to be 7. 7. Anything less than that's bad. But someone just threw a point out there over on YouTube. What if we don't go to the bowl game? Is Mario the problem? Your thoughts on that, Danny, Bryce? Anybody want to take that question?
What was the question?
The question again was for those on YouTube. Or the one on YouTube asked, "What if we don't go to a bowl game? Is Mario the problem?"
I'm not ready to say that. I would give 3 years.
Okay.
Danny, I think it depends too. What are some of these other coaches going to be doing? Like, you know, if Deion goes to Colorado and he has the same type of year that Mario had, this is just what it is. It takes years to build a program, but I think with universities, they want to see you stack years and show you're on the right track to success.
By the way, I'm pretty optimistic we will make a bowl game next year because there's pride at the University of Miami. Players know what that feeling was, especially Cam Kitchens.
Yes.
Knows that feeling of being the one not making a bowl game.
Yeah.
They don't want to be that. They don't want to be that team that doesn't make a bowl game again.
I think though that I think if you want to get Mario, if you could give him a challenge though, is you got to hire really good coordinators in the college game, and you can't be going through coordinators every year at the offensive coordinator position. Hey, we don't know what the OC did at Michigan. He might not have been as involved as it looks like, but you got to make good hires, and I think this year's going to be a testament to do you bring in the right guys? Do you improve your players that are with you? I think that's going to be a story to tell this year.
Absolutely, there's no question about that. I think it will say
And
it will.
how much do the players buy in?
Yeah, they got to buy in pretty quickly, in my opinion.
Last year, it was pretty obvious that those players did not buy in.
No,
know did. Cam Kitchens obviously did. I mean, but some of them, you know, the Avante Williams of the world could care less.
Somebody just put a hot take out there. Football Kid 10 on YouTube is saying, I don't think Gaddis was the problem. I feel like it was TVD. Should have never fired Gaddis. Your thoughts on that? Anybody want to take that one?
Oh, Gaddis was definitely a problem. He wasn't the only. He was definitely a problem.
Oh, no doubt, he definitely was. Bryce, go ahead, man. Bryce, go ahead. You have your hand up. Hello, Bryce. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry about that, Danny. I was opening my garage. I didn't want you to blow out you guys' eardrums.
Yeah.
No worries.
But yeah. You mind repeating the question again?
Yeah. Somebody put a hot take over on YouTube. Football Kid 10, a user there, saying he doesn't think Gaddis was the problem. He feels like it was TVD. Should have never fired Gaddis.
No, I completely disagree with that. I think Gaddis was the problem. But the other thing is, we don't really know how much time TVD has really spent with his receivers other than with Streppo.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Danny, before I go to the US back.
Say again?
Yeah, I have the US back had his hand up, so I want to get hit up.
Yeah. You can go.
Go ahead, the US back. Go ahead, man. You had your hand up.
Yeah, Danny, I think with Gaddis, you know, my question is going to be, where does he find himself on his feet? You know, like, that'll be telling because there's other universities, they're doing their homework. And I saw Boston College is pretty serious in maybe bringing him in, which would make that matchup even more appealing for him because, you know, he's going to want to get back at the year.
In fact, here's another hot take from Football Kid 10. He puts another hot take, and he wants to say this. If we play well, we will definitely be 11-1 if TVD play like he did 2 years ago. Your take on that?
It would have to be playing really well and catching some breaks along the way.
And here's the thing. I'm looking at BC before they play us. They play at Pitt on a Thursday night. So they're going to have realistically 8 days off before they play us. We would be on a short week.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't like going up to BC late in the year. I had this bad feeling. Remember when I said it a couple weeks ago in the group chat, Danny?
I do.
I remember saying vividly, this was the one thing I hated to do. Play at BC late in the year. That concerned me considerably.
Well,
and
nobody wanted to go to BC that late in the year.
yeah, I've gone there in October and it was cold as hell. Just imagine after Thanksgiving.
Oh, I'd rather not.
All right, Bryce, and then the US back. Go ahead, Bryce.
Yeah. Looking at the schedule again, I feel like we have 2 trap games on the schedule.
Go ahead.
That'd be Georgia Tech.
October 7th.
And then Boston College.
To end the season, maybe.
That's kind of like why I kind of have that chalked down as a loss because, again, we don't know what time that game's going to be at. It's the afternoon or night. It's going to be cold. Not to mention, you just said they get like 8 days off before they play us. So they're going to be well rested. And we have no idea what kind of team that we're going to get towards the end of the year. And hopefully we're still healthy by that time.
That's the key. If we are healthy, Bryce, like that hot take said, there's a shot we go. There's a shot we could beat. Let's say hypothetically, could we beat 10-1 going up to BC?
We could, but I know. I'm sorry. I know that you've got his hand up real quick, but I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna let him.
Go ahead. Yeah. Please.
Look, if you look at the world of college football, it's not impossible to go 11-1, 10-1. Like it's not impossible. It's doable. The thing is, it's like it's hard to stay healthy for that long period of time. And also, these guys talk about the offense, the defense. These guys got to build chemistry with each other. And if we're not clicking in the beginning of the year, especially since we're going to be home for like how many home games do we have to start off with?
5 of the first 6. only going to Temple September 23rd.
Yeah, so like if we don't start clicking, so if we don't start clicking within that time period, then it's probably going to be another long season. And I hate saying that, but that's just the gist of it. But do I think it's realistic? Yeah, it could happen. But then again, this team's still young, and we're still in a rebuild. Not to mention, we still haven't even found an offensive coordinator yet. So we still got to learn a whole new offensive scheme.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that's my take.
All right.
Anyways,
Hey, no problem.
You speak.
Yeah, all right, so before I get to the U.S. speak, we'll take another hot take. This schedule is so weak that the defense does not allow more than 20 points this whole season, just like the Bubba Bolden defense. The U.S. back, your take on that? Okay, the U.S. back, you had your hand up. Go ahead.
Danny, I was just thinking about Boston College and that, I have worries there too, when I think about it. And I was curious to you, if there's a player that comes to mind as the Boston College nightmare for Miami football that you think of first.
Doug Flutie.
And what about number 2?
Ooh, I don't know about number 2. Anyone else want to take that one?
Who's number 2?
I would also say A.J. Dillon.
Oh yeah, 2018. If you remember, I was up at that game, and Danny, I was there in 2018, and that was in October. And A.J. Dillon. Did any of you look at Mark Richt after the game? I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it right away till I got back to my room in Boston. But if you saw the look on his face post game, you could tell he was a beaten man.
Yeah.
You could tell he was a beaten man after that game.
But A.J. Dillon in that game, man, he was like a man amongst boys, though. He really was impressive. I'm going to throw in one other guy. I thought Matt Ryan was a great Boston College football player.
Yeah, I remember that that Matt Ryan game when we played Matt Ryan that year.
Tight end Purvis, they was a good combo.
Yeah.
I also think when we go to BC, I think it's some good memories too, like that Duke Johnson team.
That was the opener in 2012.
Yep.
That was the opener up there. That was the opener there. Also, another thing I look at, and I'll get Bryson in a minute, the comeback in 99, down 28-0 and scored 31 unanswered to win. The biggest comeback in U history. That was a big one. And I see Bryce. Bryce, I'll go ahead. I'll turn the floor over to you.
Yeah, Danny. I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts or anyone else's thought, like what games on this schedule scares you the most?
To me, the one that scares me the most is week 2 A&M, and another one I say another game that scares me conference wise would have to be, of course, Clemson. Obviously Clemson, but the one that really, like you say, those trap games to me, it would have to be for me at Carolina, because that's a team that's had our number the last 4 years. So I hate that thought of going to BC. I hate that thought going to BC late in the year to end the regular season. Like they said, cold. Last hot take. And I find this a little crazy. This would be a scenario. This would be the dream scenario, although unlikely. We beat Clemson by 20. Club throws 2 picks and held under 100 yards. That's how dominant this defense is. TVD, 400 yards, 4 TDs. I find that a little crazy. I find that ridiculous, to be quite honest.
I'll play the lotto if that happens.
Oh, no joke about that. Bryce, go ahead. Then I'll get Miami Dilfer on. Let me get Bryson. Go ahead, Bryce.
I mean, could you imagine though?
Man, no kidding.
Like how crazy would that be?
Man.
I mean, if that happened, I mean, we'd be jumping out of our seats, man. That'd be absolutely insane. But
I don't see it happening either. I don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening.
I don't either.
Man, if you were to tell me if we keep it close with Clemson and probably beat Clemson
At
by a
home.
field goal or a touchdown or something.
More
maybe.
plausible.
Hey, at that point, that'd be a victory because in the past couple of years we played Clemson, we haven't even kept it close.
Yeah, it would. It definitely would be a victory.
And I don't believe in moral victories. I'll be the first to tell you that. But
No. No.
At least can we play Clemson? At least make the shit respectable for once.
This might be the year we do that at least. All right, so let me get Miami Dilfer in. Dilfer, go ahead, man.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good evening.
Great show as always.
Thank you.
I gotta be honest. This schedule is very light. I think we should be able to win 8 games. The hardest games to me will be at FSU.
Who was ranked 4th in the preseason top 25? Way too early, according to ESPN.
They're gonna be good. I have a feeling Texas A&M is gonna be a lot better this year. So that's gonna be a tough one. At UNC is gonna be tough. Clemson, Philly stuff. But I mean, if we just take care of business, I see 8 wins. This schedule's not that daunting to me. I mean, BC. Let me tell you something. BC's a disaster.
I'm sorry, Dolphin. Look at FSU schedule, Danny. Look at the back end.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Miami.
Their first part of their schedule is not easy.
But look at the back end. Look at the last 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah,
Us
Miami, North, Alabama,
at Florida. Wow. They don't leave the state of Florida after November 4th.
To me, the key is go undefeated going into that UNC game. That's the key.
Yep, absolutely agree. And I mean, when I look at,
let me ask you a question: is UNC going to be that good next year? I feel like they're not.
you know, every time people say that about Carolina overachieves for some reason.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to say anything.
No.
Yeah, but I mean, last year we should have beat them.
Yeah, we should have been the last 2 years, honestly.
I mean, if not for that stupid fumble, I mean, we would have beat them last year.
Yeah, but here's the thing with Carolina. You think they're gonna be down. When you think they're gonna drop, all of a sudden they have these kind of years where you say, okay, they're gonna drop. Nope, they surprise people.
Wasn't this the game that TVD threw for almost 500 yards?
That would be the game.
Last year?
That would be the game.
Yeah. I mean, we should have won that game. We got screwed. We did it to ourselves.
You know when I could really say the U is on their way back?
Mm-hmm. Go
when
ahead.
we stop losing to basketball schools.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so let's get the next person in there. I want to get the U.S. back. Go ahead, man. You're on the air. Go ahead, the U.S. back. Go ahead. You had your hand up.
Daniel, I just saw something that concerns me a little bit about that Clemson game.
Go ahead.
Did you see who they play the week before us?
I did not.
Well, they have a bye, Daniel.
Ooh, Danny, your thoughts. I want to get your thoughts on that. Danny, I'll start with you. Your thoughts.
It's not encouraging.
They're off a bye week. Ooh.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay. I mean, you're allowed to have 2 losses in college football. I don't care if we lose 1 or 2 games.
Like I said, I'm not expecting much from. I just hope we can make it respectable for once.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's roll the dice, see what happens.
At the end of the day, you gotta play the game. You gotta play the game. And I will say this much: there's a lot of parity in college football. You know what they say? Any given Saturday.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, listen, 9-3. You got to remember we were 5-7 last year.
Oh, listen, I'll take 9-3 night and day right now compared to the season we had this past.
Yeah, I got them at like 8. I see 8-4, 9-3. That's my team.
Can you imagine the recruiting class that we would bring in if we went 9-3, played some big games, won some big games? I mean, hell, look at our recruiting class when we only did what we did this past season.
I think it's likely we go 9-3, 8-4.
Yeah, I think 9. Okay, we're gonna get Kane Chris to speak next. Then I'll come back to Bryce. Kane Champ, you're on the air. Go ahead and speak, please. Good evening. Your thoughts on the schedule?
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Sure. Go ahead, man.
Hey, have you heard anything from the University of Miami about the offensive coordinator position? What's going on with
Anyone want to take that question? Do you want to take that one, Bryce, Danny?
I haven't really heard much at this moment. I just think they make a hire within the next week or so. according to what they said.
Caneville, I was talking to Caneville today, and he said maybe this week.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just looking at Clemson's schedule now. Somebody had pointed this out. That bye week before us, boy, that's a huge deal.
Yeah, but Danny, it's okay. Like losing a couple games is fine. We just can't lose more than 4.
No, I agree.
More than 4. 8-4, 9-3, we take it.
Okay. Let me get Bryce, and then I'll get Matt in. Bryce, go ahead. You had your hand up.
Yeah, this is
Go ahead, Bryce.
ignoring that.
Yeah.
This is a question basically for everyone. I'll even answer it myself. What would be the floor for you guys?
The floor.
I'll start off.
It's got to be 8-4.
I gotta say the same thing. I say the same thing. 8-4, maybe 7-5. The floor. 7-5's got to be the floor for me.
Ceiling's got to be 10-2.
Ceiling, yeah, around there.
All very dependent on one key factor and all that. Can we stay healthy?
Especially on the O line.
Can we stay healthy and can we not beat ourselves?
Exactly.
Yeah,
All right.
But I think you guys got to be very excited. I mean, we this is a good schedule. I see a lot of wins this year.
Yeah, I do too.
And keep in mind, by the way, we're not done. Like we're in terms of putting together a coaching staff, putting together this roster. This roster, what you see right now, is not the roster that will be going in on the September 1st game against Miami of Ohio. So
very well said.
Okay.
Let's just wait and see how it all pans out.
Yeah. Before we do that, let me get Matt in, then I'll come back to Bryce and Kane chat. Matt, go ahead.
Hey, Danny boy, love the show.
Thank you.
I'm a Nebraska fan. Went to UNL. What do you think about potential of having Scott Frost at OC?
Repeat that last part again.
Scott Frost, OC.
Ooh, okay.
Potential.
I like that possibility, though I finally think it's not going to happen. Only for the simple reason is because I don't know if Frost wants to come here. I don't know if he does, but I'll let others answer that. Danny, you want to take that first, then Bryce?
I'll just say I don't want another Big Ten guy. I still have nightmares for the last Big Ten coordinator, so pass.
All right, Bryce. Bryce, go ahead.
I don't know how I feel about having Scott Frost. I'm a little iffy on that. I honestly would be okay with either Cooley or Royal. I mean, I've seen people mention T. Martin, which that would be very interesting to see.
I've come around on T. Martin. I was talking on Luke today. T. Martin could be interesting. He can recruit, man.
Interesting. Now I saw Kane Champ with his hand up earlier, so go ahead, Kane Champ. You're on the air. Go ahead. You have something you want to say?
Yeah, Danny. I asked earlier about the offensive coordinator position. What I meant was, have they contacted you personally?
No. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Would you be interested?
No.
Maybe a nice job.
No, not interested.
Right, get benefits. Get
No,
salary.
not interested. Thank you.
All right. What about a bear attack?
Nope. Nope. He's gone. Consider him adios. He's gone. Next question. Go. You knew that was coming. He did have one legit question.
Eventually, at some point.
Yep. Unfortunately, you get.
The game after the schedule was released.
Yeah, I like that. So, anyone else want to chime in with the question on the schedule? I'll repeat it for my YouTube audience. For those that just came in, Miami, Ohio, September 1st. I'll mute that second. Miami, Ohio, September 1st. At A&M, September 9th. Bethune, September 14th.
Yeah, but let's talk a little bit about T. Martin for a second.
September 23rd. We will play at Temple. September 30th, the bye week. October 7th, Georgia Tech. 14th at Carolina. Clemson the 21st. 28th, we will play Virginia. November 4th at NC State. November 11th at FSU. Louisville, November 18th in the home finale. And then BC, November 24th on a Friday on the road. So, give me your prediction for that schedule. Want to get your predictions on that for those listening to me right now.
Well, no, his other son was a star receiver for Clemson, remember? Amari Rogers.
That part's true too. No, I was just thinking of Gabe, but yeah.
All right, so for those of you over on Twitter, anyone else have a question? Bryce, I see you have your hand up. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. Question for you, Danny, and then anybody else that wants to answer
Sure.
the question. What players on this current roster are you guys excited for, looking forward to in 2023?
No, I gotta say the one that comes to mind right away. I gotta say, can Tyler Van Dyke bounce back from last year? That's gonna be the one I need to see.
I'm just excited to see, at least for week 1, a healthy roster.
Especially with an offensive line.
That's what I want to see. A healthy roster. Compete.
Yeah, I'm curious which freshman steps up. Obviously we got a very good recruiting class. I want to see which one, I can get really.
I mean, I want to see what the linebacking core is going to look like. I want to see, who's going to. First of all, are we going to add another receiver? So who are the?
Jack, I like the 7 and 5s. To me is the floor. The ceiling is 10 and 2, 11 and 1 and up. The floor 7 and 5. I'm going in the middle 9-3. I'm gonna go 9-3. 9-3 will be my 9-3 is my prediction in 2023.
He's a special talent. Very special talent.
I was actually going to add on to that. What other receivers that are currently in the portal, if we even are still looking at receivers to get, is there any receivers in the portal that might be a possible get for us?
Yeah, they haven't committed yet, but there's some are Gary. The guy from USC is available. I can't remember his name though.
Is there any? Is the JUCO circuit still a thing? Has that kind of been swallowed up with?
Yeah. So the way I look at this is, you look at it 9-3. That's what I'm looking at. Gio, we have a listener in. If he wants to come on, if you want to get him on, you can. If he wants to just listen, it's fine. But yeah, the schedule I like. I don't, like I said, Louisville. People don't sleep on Louisville. Louisville's been doing very well in recruiting in South Florida. They've been doing very well there.
Yeah, but I mean, we should kick their ass. They don't worry.
Yeah, and that Jeff Brom's the head coach there now, and he's an alum of Louisville, and that's a team that's going to be dangerous.
Well, let me tell you something. If we can, we gotta keep an eye on Temple. At Temple, they've got a lot. I mean, look at Hassan Reddick.
Yes, we all know that. Yeah.
I mean, Hassan Reddick's a Camden, New Jersey product. They have players. They have good players. They have pros. So we have to take care of business. That's going to be at Lincoln Financial.
Oh, you know that place. Yeah, it's going to be anybody Miami goes to is going to draw.
Yeah, Bryce, go ahead. You had your hand up, man.
Yeah. Who is the head coach to Louisville now?
Jeff Brom. He came from Purdue.
Purdue. Okay. And where did what's his name? Scott Satterfield, if I'm pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah, Satterfield. Where did he go to? I don't know. Anyone knows where he went to?
Well, who is it?
Scott Satterfield.
I think he went to Purdue.
I thought he went to Nebraska.
I think he went somewhere. I don't know where.
I want to say Purdue. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know if he went anywhere.
Let me get my next guys. I'm gonna get our next speaker up, guys. We're gonna get P up next. P, you're on the air. Go ahead and speak, please.
Oh, he's at Cincinnati, guys.
Yeah, he's at Cincinnati. Yeah, just thanks for letting me speak, guys.
Sure.
I hope everyone's doing well.
Good, yes.
I was looking at the schedule. One thing that's concerning for me is the offensive line. I mean, I know we recruited really well. I see a lot of fans saying, hey, we need to have some of these young guys step up. But I'm kind of concerned having, true freshmen come in and start. I'm thinking with this schedule, 10-2 is probably the ceiling for me, and 8-4 is probably realistic for me. I could see 9-3.
That's about right.
FSU is going to be a tough game. Tough game. Louisville as well, like you said, Danny. I think it's going to be a tough game.
And that's the home finale. But I tell you, the game that concerns me, that BC game late in November, final game of the season up there. And everyone knows, everybody in this room does not have to tell you how brutal that cold can be up there.
Amen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this year we're going to be losing to like the Dukes and the Virginias. Like, I think this year this team's going to have more confidence. Last year they had no confidence. Last year they were just.
Well, I can tell you who one of the leaders is going to be.
Go ahead. Definitely Kitchens for sure.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. Cam Kitchens.
Yeah, they needed leadership. Last year was a soul searching year. It happens a lot.
Last year was basically figuring out who really belonged here and who didn't.
Exactly. That's a perfect way to say it.
All right, to my YouTube audience, who are you? Which team fears you? Which team do you fear the most from that schedule? For my YouTube audience.
I think you have to hold Mario accountable for some of the coordinator hires. I mean, that's on him. I mean, if he's parting ways after year one, though.
No, of course.
Yeah, but he gets the mulligan.
Exactly. I mean, he'll get a pass, obviously, this time because it was his first year, and he came in December and trying to figure out,
For my YouTube audience, which team from that schedule, aside from Clemson, that concerns you the most? Well, and when I say that, I mean, what team do you consider to be a real trap game? For me, the trap game for me would be that Georgia Tech game set October 7th at home, off the bye week. But I want to get your thoughts.
If he just keeps recruiting, eventually it's not really going to matter. You know what I mean?
But you need to have a coordinator that understands what needs to be ran at Miami. We're not trying to run a Big Ten offense at Miami. That's not what the offense is made to do. The offense is made to utilize the speed and tempo at Miami. We didn't do that all last year.
Okay.
That's why Brett Lashley was so good with the offense at Miami, because he knew how to run it there with the players he had.
Oh my God, Jalen Hurts is at the Syracuse-Virginia game.
Okay, doesn't matter. Anyway, Jeb, I'm going to get you in, then I'll come back to Bryce. Jeb, go ahead. You're on the air. Go ahead and speak, please. Good evening.
Yeah, hey, Danny, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I apologize if this was brought up. I got in kind of late, but is it confirmed there's no interest to Scott Frost on that coordinator role?
I just don't see Scott Frost getting that job, to be quite honest.
I think it's above him.
I would think so, yeah. Danny, would you agree? Bryce, would you agree with that?
Say again?
Regarding Scott Frost, do you agree that it would be above him to take the OC job here? If Mario is picking him?
It depends on what Scott Frost has out there. I don't know what else he's got going on.
You guys want Scott? I have no interest in Scott.
But he would not be my first choice.
No, he wouldn't even be my top 3 choices.
Exactly, mine either. But then again,
I want nothing to do with
my first 2 choices are not realistic.
I want nothing to do with Scott Frost.
Bryce, you want to take that one?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I could see Scott Frost coming here, but to follow up on that, well, not talking about Scott Frost, well, technically yes and no, but I guess my question would be to you guys is like, who ideally would you guys like as your offensive coordinator? And then my other question is, would you guys want an offensive coordinator that also teaches the wide receivers, or do you want an offensive coordinator coach and a wide receiver coach as well?
So you're asking me who I want as offensive coordinator?
Yeah, and when I guess my question would be is like an offensive coordinator that gets. Yeah.
I mean, I could tell you who I want as my offensive coordinator. It's just not realistic. That's Ken Dorsey and Cliff Kingsbury.
All right.
That's who I want. it's just not going to happen, unfortunately.
Okay, then. Sorry,
Yeah, well,
then,
let's talk realistic.
All right,
Yeah.
P, you want to take that one? P, I see you had your hand up. Let me get Paul and P. Parrish, you had your hand up. Go ahead. P, go ahead. You had your hand up.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of build on that. I mean, me personally, I think Scott Frost would do really well. And to kind of add, I know a few people in here said, this is just my opinion. We don't have a Big Ten. The Big Ten stuff doesn't work. But I think that is, unfortunately, what we're building towards. I think that's what Mario Cristobal wants, is that type of offense, that lineup, let's run power offense.
Well, he's bringing in that type of offensive line, so you might be right.
Yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like Gaddis, and rightfully so, but I think next year, if we kept Gaddis, just saying if we did, obviously we're not, it would be a lot better, in my opinion.
We should.
Well, it couldn't be worse.
I agree, man. I agree 100%.
We should hire Joe Brady. That's what we should do.
Oh, yeah, I would love to get Joe Brady.
Nah.
He's in my top 3. He was after Dorsey.
For YouTube audience, do you think Joe Brady would make a good offensive coordinator here?
See is what Joe Brady did with Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
that's enough for me to think what he could do with TBD.
Yeah.
Well,
What's going on
with Brady? I mean, is there any history between those two?
Between TBD and Joe Brady?
Either that or Mario and Brady?
Between TBD and Joe Brady, no, there's no history. Between Mario and Joe Brady, not.
Well, Joe Brady's from Miami. I should mention that. Yeah, he's from Miramar, Florida.
Is Joe Brady still in the NFL?
I believe in Buffalo. I think he's the quarterback.
He's the quarterback.
Now I want 2 from Buffalo.
I see the U.S. back has his hand up, so we're going to get him to speak. Go ahead.
Hey, Danny, longtime friend of mine, Meta World, Jay Prez just hopped in here. I just wanted to see if you could welcome him to the group chat.
Danny, do you see? Okay, where is he again? Danny, if you know where he is, put him in.
Oh, yeah, put me in the group chat too, please. Thank you.
And where is he? Is he in the chat? Is he in the space?
Yeah, Meta World Prez, big college football fan, follows you all the time.
Okay, Meta World Press. Yep. You got it, Danny?
Yeah.
Go ahead, get him in.
And please put me in too. Thank you.
All right, Meta World Press, you're on the air. Go ahead and speak, please.
What's up, Danny? How we doing, man?
Good.
Hey, first time in here. I just want to say what's up. I'm actually a Penn State fan, but
Okay.
I just like your takes, man. And me and my buddies, we all talk about you all the time. So
Sure.
What you doing, man?
Good.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Take care, man. Thank you for coming on.
Daniel, I should mention, so Joe Brady worked for Ed Orgeron, who used to coach at Miami as well.
Yeah, Ed Orgeron is, I believe, on the staff, unpaid, if I'm not mistaken, like an analyst, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, which helps the Brady thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at Duke's schedule here.
And we still gotta find somebody, by the way, to replace Frank Ponce.
Yeah, I thought we should have elevated Frank Ponce to OC. I really do, because the two guys Mario trusts.
I'm glad we didn't, because I really wanted to get a new OC.
I really wanted to get Frank Ponce. Here's why.
Joe Brady is a great choice.
Oh, he'd be an awesome choice. I would love to get him. I just don't know how realistic that. I mean, it's more realistic, obviously, than getting a Ken Dorsey, but I just,
And he's a Miami fan. Remember, he grew up around here.
Yeah, trust me, you don't need to convince me of Joe Brady. I'm a fan, trust me.
Okay, perfect.
You look at Duke. Duke doesn't go on the road until week 8 of the season. My goodness.
Wait, they're home for 7 straight?
From what I'm looking, from what I just saw Duke's schedule.
No way.
That's
gotta be.
Seriously? Yep, that's serious. Take a look. I just put it in. First ACC road trip.
You put it in this chat?
It's in the chat. It's in there. Our first ACC road trip comes in week 8. That is a big deal. If that somebody's got to please.
The only thing I see that you posted, the last thing I see.
Yeah, I'm looking. Okay, here's Duke's schedule. I'll put it in so you could take a look at it. Now I'm looking at Duke's schedule. Clemson at home, Lafayette at home, Northwestern at home, Connecticut on the, I think Connecticut on the road, if I'm not mistaken. Connecticut on the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
hate to bring up a side subject.
No, they're at UConn. They're on
Okay, so it's a work 4 weeks. Okay, first ACC road game that won't be until at FSU.
Hey,
go ahead.
Quick question. Did all colleges release their schedule today, or is it just ACC?
The ACC
No,
did.
ACC. SEC released theirs
Early.
almost nearly a month ago.
Yeah, around there. Yeah,
SEC always releases their first season.
and I think the Big Ten's one of the first to do so.
Yeah, I wanted to see what USF, what their schedule looked like. I have big expectations for Alec Golich.
I feel like they can't be any worse. They have one win last year, so shoot. I mean,
Okay, here's our schedule. I'm looking at it right now. Texas. Okay, Miami, Ohio, Friday night. A&M Bethune on a Thursday night at Temple. G-Tech at Carolina. Clemson, Virginia, at NC State, at FSU, Louisville, at BC on a Friday. EJ Manuel is speaking right now. Okay, Danny, do you have that one on EJ Manuel?
not yet. Hold on.
We'll listen to EJ Manuel.
Oh, Daniel, USF plays Alabama week 3.
Ooh.
Raymond James Stadium.
Ooh. Good luck.
No kidding.
That could be a blowout.
Good luck. No, that's going to be a blowout.
Is it going to be 40 points or 50 points? That's the question.
You can name the score on that one.
USF better bring the body back.
Yep.
That'll be 49-7. I have to guess.
Yep. Now, which game is okay? Which game for YouTube and Twitter audience? Which game are we circling? Twitter, I'll start with you first. Go ahead.
A&M and FSU. Always circle FSU.
Okay.
But I'm also circling A&M.
Bryce.
A&M.
Dilfer.
At UNC.
The U is back.
I have A&M. I think that's a gateway game. That's early in the year. Get some momentum early for the season.
Yeah, I think so too. To me, I'm circling 3 games right off the top. A&M September 9th. Clemson October 21st. At FSU November 11th. Those are my 3 I'm circling.
Oh, and the other one will be North Carolina. And that
Okay.
obviously has to be on there.
The reason I put North Carolina is because of the history between us two, and it's our first road ACC game.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. Paris, which game are you circling?
It's got to be FSU, I think, for me. And UNC. Really want to win that one.
Okay, so we don't work so many heavy NC, FSU obvious without saying. So Bryce, I see you had your hand up again. Bryce, come back to you, then we'll go to the US back. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was actually going to circle more than one game, to be honest with you.
So of the one, which is the one do we circle the most? For me, it's got to be Carolina, because that's the game that they've had our number the last 4 years. So that's my pick. Go ahead, the US back.
Daniel, I kind of had a question, and I would be curious what Meta World thought about it. But how did Manny Diaz do? What internally up at Penn State? What are they saying about him for his first season?
I'll let Meta answer that question. I'll let Meta answer that if he wants. Meta's still here. He can answer that question because he knows it better than me. He knows Penn State.
Daniel, I want to beat UVA by 30 points this year. I want to beat UVA by 30 points.
Okay, so we got some on that.
I'm sick of UVA. I'm so sick of UVA.
I think we all are. I know we came down to the end last year. Jake, formerly now at Missouri, bailed us out last year.
Yeah, I just don't like that program.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Come on, Bryce, you're back up.
Yeah, unrelated to Canes football. How do you think Jake does at Missouri?
Let's take that one. Let's go, Dan. Let's go around the room. Danny.
Well, will he start for one? That would be my first question. And if he does, well, I'm hoping the best for him. He's a good kid. I'll just say that.
Dilfer.
Can you repeat the question?
Bryce, go ahead. Repeat the question, please.
Yeah, I was just asking, how do you guys think Jake does at Missouri?
Well, I hope he does great. I mean, he's playing in a tough conference. He's going to play Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, Florida. I mean, I think he'll do fine. I don't think he's going to take them to the SEC championship, but I think he'll be fine. Do I think he's going to be an NFL player? Probably, maybe.
Here, before I get to Paul, let me get Georgia Tech. This is Louisville's schedule. At Georgia Tech, Murray, at Indiana, I believe that's in Indianapolis, BC, at NC State, Notre Dame, at Pitt, Duke off a bye week, Virginia Tech, Virginia on a Thursday night, us November 18th, and then Kentucky November 25th. And I'll get Ben, and with that, I'll get Paris in. Paris, go ahead. Before I get to Ben, we'll get to Paris. Go ahead, man.
I can see him starting 5-0. I think Louisville's going to be really good.
Okay. Ben, go ahead.
I agree. I could see 5-0, possibly even 6-0, maybe. But do you think they might get attacked by a bear or get swine flu?
Who knows? You never know. You never know.
Thank you.
You never know. Let me get my next speaker in. Let me get Miami Mike up next.
Who is that?
I have no idea. Anyway, Miami Mike, you're up next. Go ahead.
Danny, thanks for having me on.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, remembering back to the World Cup, I know you were real into that. Question related to that: is it true you're related to the Ayatollah of Iran?
No.
I heard you were his third cousin.
Gone. Next question. Go back to Bryce. Go ahead, Bryce. Yep. Bryce, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I agree. I could see Louisville going 5-0, 6-0, but I think that does Louisville play Notre Dame at Notre Dame? Or
Notre Dame. No, Louisville. Notre Dame comes to Louisville.
Oh, who cares about Notre Dame? What does Florida State's schedule look like this year? Anybody know?
Florida State opens at Orlando against LSU. I'm gonna get Mitch in there. I want to get Mitch in first because I really want Mitch to speak.
They play LSU first game of the year?
Yeah.
Yep, they do play a game.
Okay, Mitch, go ahead. You're on the air. Go ahead and speak, please. Good evening.
That could be a good game.
Hold on, I want Mitch to speak. Go ahead, Mitch.
Hello?
Mitch, can you hear me? Mitch. I think Mitch is having some audio issues there, so if hopefully Mitch can fix up the mic issues. If we can, please be a listener, Mitch, and then come back in. We'll get you on. So anyway, Dilfer, go ahead while we get Mitch's mic issues worked on.
Yeah, I'm just taking a peek at Florida State's schedule. I think they're going to be good. I think we need to win that game this year, though. I was going to ask you guys a question. Give me your 3 starting wide receivers this year.
Okay, let's go around the room. Danny, take that one first, then Bryce, and then Paul, then Paris. We'll start with Danny, then Bryce, and then we'll go Paris, and then to you.
Xavier Restrepo. Name me some of the receivers again, because I'm kind of a brain fart.
Okay, well, we have Colby George.
I'm going to say Brashard Smith and a transfer.
Okay, Bryce.
Restrepo, Jacoby, Brashard Smith.
Paris.
I think it's going to be Colby Young, Restrepo, and Jacoby George, I think, are going to be my 3.
Okay, the U is back.
think about Robbie Washington? Do you think he'll start maybe?
I doubt it.
I don't know. I want to see what he does in the spring.
I have very high expectations for him. He's my favorite.
I mean, he'll get an opportunity. I just doubt it because I don't see Mario starting a freshman in that position. Not really. But you never know.
But I want to go back to the schedule a second. Did you see November? 3 of the final 4, 3 of those 4 on the road. 3 of the 4 on the road at NC State, at FSU, at BC. What happened, Danny? I'm sorry.
That's what that is. That's payback for the beginning of the season.
Oh yeah, we get a nice load of home games, but that back end is going to be brutal, especially that BC game late in the year on the road.
Yep, no doubt.
Yeah.
And then who's going to be our starting tight end?
I'm going to say Arroyo if he's healthy.
I'm going to say Jelani Skinner.
I got to say Arroyo if he's healthy. Bryce, go ahead, man.
Tight end 1 is Arroyo. Tight end 2 is Skinner.
Yeah. What about Brantley?
I think it'll be a competition between Brantley and Skinner.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you guys a question. What do you guys think about Cyrus Moss?
That's interesting. I want to see.
He had to get bigger.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's where maybe you get a guy like Feld to work him on that.
Yeah, because I had high expectations. He was one of our best recruits last year.
And he still very might well end up being. He just got to get in the weight room. He's got to get bigger.
Yeah, there's no question about that. He's got to get bigger. We need him bigger there.
He could be one of those situations in 2 years where he's like just has one crazy good year and then goes to the pros.
Oh, for sure. I wouldn't put it past him, that's for sure.
Yeah, he still might be too young.
Just depends if he's willing to put in that work to get there.
Yeah. Yeah, the Melissa, the hoodie girl, just put a tweet up. I put it up for everyone to see. And he says one thing, they're giving the big middle finger to us this year. This schedule is 2 Fridays and 1 Thursday game. The second Friday, of course, is the BC game.
Well, to me, that's better than playing every Saturday. I guess I'm guessing I'm liking that better than playing every Saturday night.
Yeah, what I like is that Friday night game against Miami, Ohio, to open the season.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game.
But what I like about that opener is we get an extra day to prepare for A&M. But given Mario's MO, he likes to prepare for teams, 3 or 4 opponents in a row. And that's why he has all those analysts. You know?
You know, it's crazy. I was just going back in history. It was almost 20 years ago. I was in Vermont, and I was watching Miami play Nebraska. It was 2002 in Pasadena.
Yeah.
And we won 37-14.
Yeah.
I miss those days. I miss those days a lot.
Yeah, but that schedule, wow. And I'm looking at BC's schedule right now. They open. I'm thinking which game is their red bandana game? Because Virginia Tech would be the one I would suspect would be the red bandana game on November 11th.
But Daniel, contrary to what you're saying, they usually lose that game. Look the way
They beat us in 18 on their red bandana night, and they beat FSU the year before.
They usually lose that game.
But let me look. Here's their schedule: Northern Illinois, Holy Cross, FSU, at Louisville, Virginia, at Army, Georgia Tech off a bye week, UConn, at Syracuse, VTech, at Pitt on a Thursday night, and then us on a Friday to close the regular season.
Man,
my uncle.
Weak schedule, man. That is my uncle.
Yeah, sorry about that for my YouTube audience. I'm just getting this battery charged on the iPad. So, guys, listen. I'm looking at this pretty much, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, at this point, if there's no one else that wants to speak, that wants to come up and speak and give their thoughts on the schedule, I will probably wrap up this space and wrap. Oh, we got Claude. We want to get our next speaker. We're going to get Claude Sudatin. Claude, let's get him on. Claude, good evening, my friend. You're on the air. Go ahead and speak, please. Hello, Claude. Claude, go ahead, man. Hello, Claude, going once. I think he's having mic issues. If he can get those mic issues fixed, we would be glad to get him in. I don't want to get him in. I want to get him on to speak if he can. Danny, you know if Claude's having some mic issues?
I have no idea. I can't tell.
Yeah, I can't tell either. So, okay, Claude, go ahead. Claude, go ahead. You're up.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. What's the word on the offensive coordinator and wide receiver coach position?
Okay. Danny, I'm going to say the one I look at, I'm still going to say Arroyo's the front runner only because he's familiar with Mario. But it would not shock me if we go after somebody like James Coley. Because James Coley was here before. But I think if I wouldn't mind if we had a co-offensive coordinator position as well. And get a good solid wide receiver coach. Someone mentioned Leonard Hankerson earlier. It would be nice to get him back, but if he wants to be just a wide receiver coach or a co-OC, I have no problem with that. But to me, I would want to have Arroyo, in my opinion, if I can get him.
Let me ask you a question. Are you cool with T. Martin being wide receivers coach?
If from what I understand, if he can get us Jeremiah Smith, I'd have no issue with that.
He could. Look at his recruiting. He gets stars all the time.
Now, okay, do you want to get somebody short term in Smith, or you want to keep South Florida longer term and have Coley?
I prefer long term.
Yeah, that means I would want to go maybe Coley there. I can get some, but the word about Arroyo is Arroyo gets kids from California and Texas. That's the word I understand it.
So does T. Martin. T. Martin coached at USC. I mean, he got all those great receivers at USC.
Okay. Yeah, kid, for you on YouTube, I mean, look to what we're talking about the schedule. We're talking a little bit about who the OC will be, wide receiver coach. We were talking about some of the schedules. By the way, let me interrupt. The ACC championship game, December 2nd in Charlotte. Bryce, go ahead. Bryce, go ahead, man.
Yeah, Danny, have you looked at UNC schedule by chance?
I have not. Okay, they're predicting the two teams that will meet in the ACC championship game. These are the experts. Go ahead. I'll run them down. Go ahead. Roddy Wright has right now, and I'll play it for you now. This is what he says. Hold on. He says FSU and Clemson.
I think they're all going to go that.
I think Coach.
Pretty standard. All right, so here's T. Martin's recruiting. This is why I want him as the wide receivers coach.
Yeah, Coach says the same thing. FSU Clemson. Sorry, Dilfer. Go ahead.
So Amon Ross, St. Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Jalen Hyatt, Michael Pittman Jr., and Elijah Barrett. Those are some of his recruits.
Okay, that's a pretty impressive recruiting class right there. Pretty impressive names on that. And Juju Smith-Schuster's in another Super Bowl. Oh, E.J. Martin just said, I don't know. That's a funny one. You saw that one? E.J.
Don't know.
Oh, boy. That's interesting.
Michael Pittman Jr.'s had a good career, too.
Yeah, nice solid career. Okay, my two teams in the ACC championship game. I'm going to say Clemson, and I'm going to go a little surprise. I'm going to go surprise pick. I'm not going to say us. Believe it or not, I'm going to say, wow, that's a hard one to pick. I might go the I don't know either. So what the hell? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right, so guys, let's wrap. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up. Let's get final thoughts. Before we go, how many ACT teams will make bowl games next season? Let's start around the horn. Danny.
10.
Okay, Roddy White just said 9. Bryce.
I'll say 7.
Dilfer.
7.
Claude.
8.
Okay. Roddy White has 9. Coach Rick has 10, which would be impressive. And I'm going to say about 9 as well. I'm going to say 9. 9 as well.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
Daniel, I've always wondered this question with you. Who is the best running back, in your opinion, in Miami history? We've had some good ones.
That's a hard question. EJ Manuel just said 7, by the way, on the bowl games.
For me, it's Edgerrin James.
Okay. I'm going to say for me, I'm going to go old school. I'm going to go O.J. Anderson.
Oh, wow. I actually met him, at Tampa Airport. Nice guy.
Okay.
From the Giants, right?
Yep. All right, so guys, so let's do this. So that's what we're going to finish up. We got the schedule out. We know the schedule. We know what it is now. I'm going to go on Instagram now and give my take on the schedule. So if you want to go over to Instagram, I will start over there. For my YouTube audience, we're going to wrap up here. And we're going to say have a good night, guys. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. When is Canes basketball, Danny? Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. 7 p.m. against Virginia. Back.
Okay, bounce back game tomorrow. We'll have a space post game. I will see you right after the game tomorrow night against Virginia Tech. Take care. Have a wonderful night. Thanks, Danny, for doing the space with me tonight. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, man, you got it anytime.
Take care.
Same.
All right, for my YouTube audience, thank you for coming on tonight. We just wrapped up on Twitter. YouTube, thank you for coming on. If you want to see a replay of this, you could get it. I'll get it up later tonight. I will have this on my pod tomorrow morning. So I will see you all. I will have this up on Anchor tomorrow morning. I will see you all then. I'm doing a Twitter space tomorrow night. No simulcast on YouTube. I will go over to Instagram next. So I will see you if you're on here. I will see you on Instagram. Take care. Have a good night. Go Canes.